Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Robin,
Jack.
back again for another
Episode.
But we're back. We're discussing episode 4 today.
Episode 4. The Debbie explosion.
The Debbie explosion.
I think should be the subtitle.
That was lovely, wasn't it?
Oh, it's
that
great
was
to
that was brilliant. So you have to. I'm gonna let you lead because I thought I was away, like we said in the last episode, and I'm actually an episode ahead.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give any spoilers away. So I'm gonna let Jack lead this one. So the Debbie explosion.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll
You
get
start
to
us
that.
off.
Let's start at the beginning. And we saw the aftermath of the last fantastic tribal.
Yeah, with Malcolm.
With on Nuku Beach, and Sandra is like definitely got JT in the gun.
Yeah, Sandra's not happy.
She is not happy with JT.
And like as she keeps saying, you're like, Queen stays queen.
Queen stays queen.
And she's so brilliant.
She sits there and she goes, but how did they know? How did Ty know to give it to Sarah?
Yeah.
And the one thing JT cannot, when she points at him about that, he cannot move the finger. There's nothing he can say.
He's got to own it because they went for that after. Even if he didn't actually say this is who we're voting for, which I think he did, didn't he?
I have a suspicion he did, but I'm not sure.
We do see him say we're not voting for you. He does say that.
I think at one stage he says it's Sierra.
I think he said that.
But it's not enough. Like that's all he says. It's Sierra. If I was Brad, that's not enough.
It's a lot of trust from Brad.
It's a lot of trust in JT to just hear one name and go, right, we'll give it to Sierra.
But maybe he knows JT from those first few days together that.
But it's
can
still a lot of trust.
It is a lot of trust.
Because on one hand,
there is none.
you can go, well, JT's part of our tribe, but he got split off, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you've got to sit there and go, but he's still trying to survive.
Yes.
He's got to fit in with them now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of trust to give him.
Yes.
That's a heck of a lot. Right?
But he did and paid off.
Well, that's the thing,
But and they had every chance to flip it. They had every chance to flip it and actually get rid of a massive target in Brad.
Absolutely.
And they left Culpepper out there, and that's probably their own fault. Regardless of what happened at that crazy tribal, everyone was talking. Something could have been formed in that split second.
Listen, Sandra.
I would have even gone Ty.
Well, listen. The thing is, Haley, right?
Said
it. She said it right at the end, right?
Yeah.
She said, "Okay, we'll vote, but you might regret it.
You're going to regret it. It's not going to go well for you." She gave them a warning.
She was saying, "Make me a deal, because I've got no deal here."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and they didn't.
And they did.
And this is what's happened. And now that has really impacted that tribe severely. You've taken the best, and I'm putting him as the top competitor. There is no one better in challenges at the moment than Malcolm. I think Malcolm's
still a gun.
I love Aussie. I've loved him since day one, but I think Malcolm pips Aussie in
certain challenges.
In overall challenges.
Okay, yeah, I'll go
in
with
overall
that.
Survival, Aussie is still number one.
I would still love to have seen the Aussie Malcolm.
The Aussie Malcolm would have maybe they'll bring him back for some time.
No, but individual challenge. Imagine it.
To go against each other.
Yeah,
that would.
challenge.
Yeah,
that
if they
would
got
have been awesome.
Man, what a dream! That would have been a dream for me.
That would have been just because you can throw them any sort of challenge, whether it's dexterity, physical endurance, balance. You name it.
That's where Aussie takes Malcolm on balance and swimming ability. You see him run over those challenge, any balance challenge, bang.
JT does the right thing after this. Right? He turns around and he goes, I've got to find an idol. And I'm sitting there going to myself, you figuring this out now?
You do need an idol. You fucked up big time.
You should have been looking for this idol this hard from the moment that you were the one man out on the trial.
Yep, exactly.
And now he decides, this thing has outed me. Now I've got to find the idol.
He made it. That's possibly. I know we've seen some stupid plays over the years, but in my eyes, from players who are experienced and on the whole very clever players, JT is a winner, isn't he?
Yes.
This is by far the stupidest.
Listen, this is the thing. When we talk about these people, right, we are not talking about first timers.
No.
We're not talking about just fans of the show.
No.
They've been there. Some of them have even won
Some of them are one. Many have been there
They-
more than twice. There's quite a few triple players there, and then obviously Aussie being the quad.
You said something like he's got 135 days.
Yeah.
On Survivor.
On Survivor, and then you're on a team with Sandra, never been voted out ever.
And this guy now suddenly decides, oh, I better go get an idol.
It was I think that play, that tribal for him, whatever it was, whatever he thought he could concoct in that one moment, is by far the stupidest thing I've ever seen anyone do on Survivor.
Right.
And it's cost him, and now their tribe is so much weaker. Significantly weaker.
But like I said to you last episode, I don't think Sandra gives one damn about winning challenges on that tribe.
No, you're right.
She's narrowed it down to Michaela and Jeff.
That's all she needs.
As far as she's concerned, the rest of them are
cannon fodder.
In fact, from her point of view, the sooner she gets rid of them, the better.
And I agree. She can dwindle that tribe away.
She knows by the time it gets the 3, automatic merge.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as they get the 3, it's going to be an auto merge.
And so I think it's great for Sandra's game, but for a fan of really big, strong competitors, it kills me.
Oh, absolutely. Anyway, look, we finally get to the beach for the immunity challenge in episode 4, and when they see the new lineup, Aussie's response to Malcolm leaving the game was like, he knew exactly what that meant. As soon as he saw Malcolm not there, he was like, hey, I've got a bigger target on my back now, but I'm also head honcho around here as far as
exactly, and that's the thing. His only challenge competitor was Malcolm.
Yep.
That's don't get me wrong. There's some fit people there, but it's just a different level, isn't it?
Oh, it's just a level. It's just another level
that you have, and there's if I was Aussie, I'd be shitting myself. Well, I'd be kind of going, this is the way the game's playing. It's playing like this again. They're going to be after me.
Yeah, but listen, the good thing about Aussie at this stage is, and one of the luckiest things for Aussie, Tavua is actually quite a well-balanced tribe. You've got Aussie that's great at physical challenges, right? And let's get to the reward challenge, because it's rewards, peanut butter and jelly and milk and all this other stuff. Good protein, good sources.
I suppose the milk's got the protein.
But
who drinks milk?
I drink milk.
You drink a glass of milk. Get out of it.
Sure.
It's not even chocolate milk. It's just the reward
just
is
milk.
Glasses of milk, and they're like, woohoo!
It's got good fat and protein.
That's fair.
Anyway, the Tavua tribe, right? You've got Aussie who's very strong in the physical challenges, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's look at the reward. The challenge was all physical right up to the last moment, which is
and that's big kind of
puzzle, right? But then they got Zeke. They've got Aussie to get Zeke to the puzzle.
Yeah, Zeke's and we all know Zeke is
puzzles.
Zeke is a winner in the making.
Absolutely.
He just got done wrong in he got pipped by just one little. It was head to head, and I think he should have come up trumps.
Actually, that David Zeke standoff there was one of the best things I've ever seen.
And Zeke is very clever, and you see that in that season. So having him on your puzzle side, great.
But when they're discussing who's going to do what, Zeke's like, yeah, I'll do the puzzle. I'm like, there's a win.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as you know. Well, you don't even have to get Zeke there earlier than other people.
This reward, is this the reward, because you have to remind me.
It's the slide puzzle.
I know the slide puzzle, but the actual physical part, was it the 3 balancing beams? Is this part?
Yeah, with the bow.
With the bow. And Aussie just kind of ran blindfolded over there, and that ball didn't move at all. Like, how do you do that?
For Aussie, he's walking across a beam with this bow with this ball on it, right? It's like he's walking down like a road. It's just like, and it takes him like that. He's just over both. Boom. Done. And then Zeke's like, I'll get the puzzle. Yeah. But did you see Michaela digging up the bags? She was like, she'd get the bag, right? And then she'd throw it down.
And part of me was like, is Michaela, because I was thinking Michaela might be frustrated of
losing.
One, losing, but also 2, her tribe not giving her the golden place to shine. Because it's like I felt like she's like, I want to be balancing. I want to be racing everyone else. I don't want to be digging, and I'm shafted to dig in a hole. That's what I thought with Michaela, and I think, if I'm correct, the immunity challenge following that also had a balancing aspect.
Yeah, it did.
And Michaela did balance on that thing, and she sucked.
Yeah, she did.
She really sucked.
But now let's get to the big one. Mana tribe on the reward challenge.
straight away, and we get a classic Debbie
Debbie,
moment, don't we?
very first moment, right?
What did she
Let's
say?
Let's choose who's going to do what. Debbie. I'm great at balance.
Didn't she also say I'm like a national gymnast or something?
No, I've done gymnastics for 10 years.
I've done gymnastics for 10 years. I'm great at balance.
I'm great at balance.
That's her words.
Her words.
And
right?
you know
Brad,
from...
let's say Brad. Yeah, okay.
I thought Brad's like, yeah, great. We want
Right.
someone who's good at
Right.
balancing. I would love you to be like, yeah,
Yeah.
sweet.
That's it.
Beautiful. But, you know, if you've ever watched Debbie before, she's also done 10 years of everything in her life.
Well, you know, water sampling,
Yeah.
Air Force, you know,
Astronaut,
interrogation techniques,
you know.
whatever. Right?
Yeah, deep sea diver. She's done everything. And that was classic Debbie,
And
and
then-
it was lived up to classic Debbie. Can't
Dropped the
actually
ball.
balance.
Kept dropping the ball.
She hadn't even made it up the
I know.
slant yet. She hasn't even got to the flat bit.
But this is you know, Hayley went first.
Yeah.
Now, Hayley wasn't perfect and she did take her time getting across
Yeah.
the beam. But I would rather have somebody who actually wants to get across the beam than somebody who wants to, like, it's great if you're Aussie and you can race across the beam, right?
Yes.
But if you're not,
Just
take your time and make sure you do it.
Because it is Survivor. You've played
Right.
enough, you've watched enough to know that, yeah, it's good to get a bit of an advantage.
Of course.
It's good to get that little head start in the race part. But the puzzle,
Is-
how many times
yes.
can that flip?
Exactly.
How many
right?
times have we seen someone so far behind just kill a puzzle?
And Hayley
and
did
just
the
win?
team thing. She made sure she got across there. She
Yeah.
may have taken a bit of time to do it, but she did it. Debbie, all right up. Oh, fell off again. All right up. Oh, fell off again. All right up. Yeah, fell off again. You know what I mean?
She's so
thinking.
fascinating. She's definitely not a game changer. We know this.
That's right. Exactly.
But my God, is she is amusing. She's
Oh, yeah,
very amusing. Like that,
absolutely.
I'm like, what are you doing? I've been
Yeah.
doing gymnastics for 10 years. No, you haven't. Or what? Doing gymnastics for 10 years, you probably did 3 classes in that 10 years.
I
It
don't.
doesn't make
I
you
don't know. That's what I mean. It's.
a gymnast.
I suspect with Debbie, it's a bit like she may have been a physio, a gymnast
I
place,
reckon,
and, you know, by association.
What,
thinks she's
yeah,
a
what I
gymnast or
kind of
something.
feel like is maybe she lives on, say, Johnson Street, and
Yeah.
she walks down to the corner of Johnson Street to get her bread and milk in the morning. And on her morning walk, she passes a gymnastics place. She's never actually been stepped foot in,
Yeah.
but she walks past it
Yeah.
every day. And because she's there, she's smelling the
That's
air
it,
around
right?
the gymnastics place. She's seeing gymnasts come in and
Some
out.
go.
She's good enough. She's had a look in the
It's
window.
close enough.
She's had a look in the window,
That's
watched
right.
a bit. I've watched for
That's
10
right.
years. I'm okay. Or, not even that.
Well,
She's
listen-
just watched the Olympics once every 4 years.
Here's-
Spent, what? How long did she spend before she got over the first hurdle?
Well, this is the thing. According to Debbie, she took 10 seconds.
I'm like, the
I was
editing.
like, in
I
what
know-
universe?
Yeah.
In what universe?
It's
did you
like
take 10
that,
seconds?
because if that's 10 seconds, those editors manage to just reuse the same fall. Because we all
Yeah,
know the
yeah.
editors do like to make
They
fun
do
of
love
you.
Debbie.
They love playing around with Debbie, but 10 seconds? Come on, Debbie. Come on.
But-
Please.
Debbie does the explosion, and she's
Yeah.
all at Brad, right? She's like, "You're a dictator, and it's all about you, right?" And she's the one, of course, saying, "No, I can balance." And Brad going, "Yeah, great."
Yeah,
Right?
and Brad was so kind.
Right.
Brad
Right.
seems like a really cool guy.
And if anything, him and Sierra seem to talk most, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't exclude the others, like even Hayley,
No.
right? He's trying to include Hayley, right?
He knows she's on the bottom, but he does. And
He's
I think
still trying.
Brad's playing it really
Yeah.
well. Like, he's playing really well.
That's right.
He hasn't done anything wrong.
Right.
He's not really. And when you see someone who controls a tribe, it's not Brad.
No.
You see people come in and they're voted off
Exactly.
straight away because they piss everyone off.
So then she's blaming Brad. He's a dictator. He's the one telling her what she can and can't do.
It's just pure
And
delusion.
he doesn't respect her at all,
No.
right? But then she walks down the beach, right? And Hayley and Sierra come to talk to her, right? And then all of a sudden, they lost the peanut butter and jelly challenge, right? Because of Hayley,
Yeah.
right? And then she's pointing the finger at Hayley. Oh, you took 10 minutes to get over the beach. I only
Hayley?
took 10 seconds.
I'm like, that's not 10 seconds,
And I'm
Debbie.
like, what world? This is just delusion.
Like, how does your, like, I would love a moment in her head to kind of see how it all works.
I don't even know if she watches the episode again after she gets back, because she should.
Yeah, she should watch
Right.
that because you need that. You need to kind of have that self-awareness and like, maybe I wasn't
Well,
as good as I thought I was.
Let's
in my
finish.
head. My favourite, when they're all sitting around trying to calm down and Debbie
Oh.
just starts to do the push-ups. I get angry, but I take it out of my body.
Buddy, yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? It's like we're all having a conversation. There's this nut job in the center, just getting out her rage.
That's why I've got an 8-pack.
Oh, yeah, I'm like an 8-pack. I don't see any packs there, Debbie.
I don't see none.
I don't see a pack.
Ty is a very sensitive guy.
Yeah.
Right? He actually does, like he generally likes Kayla. He genuinely likes people, and he's not afraid to show. Right?
Yeah.
Even he was like, when he went to try and calm her down, personal moment of the camera, he was like, I don't know what's wrong with her. She is just crazy.
Yeah. And Ty's just like, Ty's crazy.
Ty.
Ty's in the nutty sketch, nutty team as well.
He's gonna do whatever he thinks, right?
Yeah.
And it's not completely sane, but he's looking at Debbie and thinking to himself, this is not somebody I can work with.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. If you're sitting there going, this is crazy, you're saying this is someone I can't work with.
Exactly.
Right? And this is the thing. I think all Debbie's done is actually, and Hayley should be loving this, right? Hayley should be loving this because I think all Debbie's really done is said to the tribe, I am the next person you vote out.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That's all she's done.
You can't, see, that's the thing. It's like, and you always, part of you in your head goes, if I can get her to the top 3 with me.
Look, that's the problem. I look at Debbie and I think to myself,
if she was sitting next to me.
That is a dream at 3.
But can you live with
yourself?
Can you live with yourself? Those people never get that far, but they get further than they should because there is that little bit in your mind that goes, maybe I can just...
Look, if I was Ty, if I was Brad or Sierra or Hayley, right, I'd be looking at Debbie and going, you're part of my 3.
Yeah.
But getting her there is such an effort.
Oh, it's a slog.
Nuku tribe. Sugargate. I'm calling it Sugargate.
Hashtag Sugargate.
Hashtag Sugargate.
Sandra is brilliant, isn't she?
I thought this was terrific. I
just was like, you are amazing.
I don't know. I didn't think she was amazing, but I thought she latched onto something very obvious very quickly. A way of creating conflict between 2 members of the tribe.
That isn't her.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, great, this is a really good move. She takes the sugar, she eats the sugar, she leaves the empty bowl. But did you notice who she did it with? Jeff. She knows her right hand. Jeff is standing there, and Jeff is just he's going all the way with Sandra.
Yeah, exactly. And Sandra has, as you say that, her right hand has a very similar feel to Russell. Russell has his person.
Exactly.
Obviously, it's different.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a little bit different with hands because he would always take someone. But Sandra has Jeff as a friend almost.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, they have a bit of a joke about this thing together. It's like, this is going to be fun.
But when she says, let's take the thing out, let's use it, and see Jeff's face light up. He gets the joke, but he also understands.
He understands this is clever.
This is clever.
So clever. It's like, you know what? If there's a hole, let's just poke it and make it bigger. If I'm coming into that and I was on Sandra's tribe, day 1, I want to get rid of Sandra.
Absolutely, but look at it. She's managed to turn them against each other every time.
And that's why, every time, she's so clever. She goes, JT's not liking this sugar thing. Michaela's doing the sugar thing.
Why
don't we just take that away because your mind is just going to go straight to her and bang.
Yeah.
Perfect. That was brilliant.
I loved it was a little thing.
So little.
It's such a little thing, and yet she managed to turn into a storm.
And I thought, as soon as she decided to do that, I just thought that was such a clever little manipulation tool to keep things, to keep the focus off her.
Yep.
It just shows how brilliant she is, why she is a 2-time winner, why she can easily be a 3-time winner.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, camp life is crucial because that's where you are most of the time. And if you can cause a rift without even being known, like that it was you.
Brilliant, right. Ty's just played an idol, and he saved Sierra, and he's managed to evict Malcolm from the game. That's a pretty big move.
That's a big move. That's a very, very good move.
What's Ty's response to all this when he's back at Man?
New idol.
Oh, I need a new idol. What's he do?
Gets a new idol. Why aren't more players like this? And it's funny, what is it about players that do that and players that don't do that? I mean, Ty, from the get-go, and he never needed to be, has always had this
Idol.
aura of paranoia
Yes.
that needs him to get an idol. I'm starting to come around from Ty. Like, there's parts of his
No,
game
his
that I
play
don't
is
like.
crap.
But that
His play is rubbish. But the idol side, he is
the idol
perfect.
side. Yeah, the idol side. That's
is
what I'm like. I'm really coming around on that. Like, you can't be a complete nut job to be like that. Ty, and that's the thing. Like, when I first season of Ty, I'm like, you are a loony.
I always thought he was loony, but I always thought he was on
the
money
ball.
with on song with the.
I think, like I said, he just plays with his heart, and he can't actually switch that off. But that idol thing,
He's
straight
a
away,
machine.
he's got a
He's
new
a
one.
machine. He
Yeah.
is like, okay, bring it on. Yeah, new idol.
Yeah.
There's a new idol out there. I'm going to go and get it. And he does go and get
He
it.
gets it.
He goes and gets it.
But how is no one keeping track? One, you all should be doing that.
All should be doing that.
But two, Ty is known for that. How is he so often alone to just freely get an idol? How do they allow him to do
maybe
that?
people have watched him in the previous season and just gone, oh, well, he's going to
He's
get an
not a
idol.
threat.
No, it's just like, we know Ty will get an idol, we'll just wait for him to get it. Maybe they're giving up.
But how? You can't do that.
I know, you can't. No.
Regardless of what you think of that person, if they have an idol or if they don't have an idol,
Yes.
that is... It just changes your vote completely. You no longer can go, let's get rid of Ty.
Exactly.
Because he's now got an
Well,
idol. If you've got the idol...
It's worse with Ty, actually, in when it comes to voting. Because with Ty, you never know... It's not just that you can't get rid of him. If Ty takes it in his brain to save someone,
He will.
he will.
He will save.
So it's not just I can't get rid of Ty. It's like maybe I can't get rid of who I need to get rid of because Ty will intervene.
Yeah.
Him
and that's
and an idol
dangerous.
is very dangerous.
That's so dangerous. It's like there's just too much left to chance if you leave Ty with an idol.
Absolutely.
Why would you leave your game to chance? Because now we've got to split the vote.
Yep.
And split the vote is, I get it, but man, it is dangerous.
Splitting
Now
the
we're
vote
always splitting the vote.
is the most dangerous thing you can do in survival. So now the immunity challenge. Oh, jeez. There's not much to
You've
say.
got a chance, Deb. You've got a chance to
You've got a chance
redeem
here, Deb.
yourself
Oh,
here.
Jeez,
You
right?
can redeem yourself, Debbie.
Yeah, look, with Aussie and that and the team, they were clear leaders, right? But you know, when it came down to like Manna, and this is a funny thing, Manny wins immunity, right? They're the first one across the line,
Yeah.
right? Despite the fact that Debbie, every step of the way, every step through that challenge, you're sitting there going to Brad, look, Brad, I was first over the wall. Look,
It's
Brad,
a team
I was
game.
first one here. Look, Brad, I was. And when what's her name walks across the beams, you don't want to let. Even though Debbie told them, I'm not going to walk across the beams before the challenge started, right? She sits there and carps. Oh, you wouldn't want a gymnast to walk across those beams, would you? And they get across. And this is the thing. She didn't help one bit at any stage of that challenge.
No,
all
she's
she did
all herself.
was a passenger.
Yeah.
All she did was carp. And at the end, they win.
Yeah.
Despite her. And this is the problem for Debbie now. I'm putting you all offside, and I'm not helping you win, and you are winning challenges without me.
Mm-hmm.
How much more of a target can you paint on yourself than that? Right?
You know, I just thought,
And I'm just like,
you don't need to look, Brad. Look at me, Brad. I did this, Brad. I did this, Brad.
Right.
What I'd love is just Debbie to go and like, look, I was first over, and Brad just go, you're first to go. Look,
Yeah.
Debbie, you were first to go. You know, I'd love a bit of a smart ass
yeah.
thing at the back. It's
And
like,
but you know, Brad, and this is the thing about Brad. Brad said, I think he showed remarkable patience.
yeah, so much patience.
I would have done exactly what you did.
Shut up.
Right? I would have been like, Debbie, if you're not here to help us,
Shut up. Yeah.
get off. Right?
Yeah, I'd be like, I can't handle this, and I just sit down.
Right?
You know, I'm like, done. We're gonna lose this, so I can vote your ass out.
Right? But he sits there and goes, I don't know why you're mad at me. I love you. And I thought that was an incredible statement to make at that stage. I was like, I would have said exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
And yet,
He can keep a cool head.
He's keeping his cool
Because that's
head.
really hard. When you've got a, I don't know, how old is she? She's
39 or something, I don't know.
She's a 39-year-old child.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what you have. However old she is, she's a child.
She's throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
I'm not going to help you guys, but I'm going to tell you I'm here first.
I'm better than you.
Because I'm better than all of you.
Oh, yeah. But he does well. He
holds it together.
I guess is that maybe he's got kids, and that's what you need when you've got kids. Because in my eyes, I don't know how I get away. I'm like, Derry, you are.
I think what it was more, I think, was this. He said something to keep her calm, or to keep her to be as calm as possible, right? And I think what he was basically saying to her was like, look, the other 4 of us are going to try and win this challenge if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah, and they won. Yeah.
And Hayley was a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
They all pulled together. Ty, Hayley, Sierra, and Brad.
Yeah.
All won that challenge together. Not with Debbie.
Oh no, Debbie did her own thing.
And that's the thing. At the end of the day, they'll all remember that.
That's really like for Hayley, who's sitting at the bottom.
Right.
She can't ask for a better player than Debbie.
Oh, Debbie is making her safer.
Yeah.
With every time she opens her mouth.
She just needs another. She needs another immunity. She needs another immunity.
Yeah.
And lock herself in, just to make the merge.
I don't think much of Hayley's a player just yet, but she's in a really difficult position.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's got it back against the wall.
Let's get to the tribal. So Nuku loses by not much at all. JT and Aussie facing off.
Yeah.
1 target left each. Aussie hits it.
Yeah.
Right. JT and Nuku end up having to go to tribal.
Yeah.
JT goes back and does exactly the right thing. Goes, I need an idol. Why he didn't do this before, I do not know, right?
Yeah.
But he just starts looking, he finds an idol. Yay, JT, you just saved yourself.
Yeah, you've done it.
You have saved yourself.
You're in a good position.
You're in a good position now, right?
Well, you're not in a good position, but you can now vote who you want off.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
He can save himself, and he can make sure whoever he wants to go home, goes home.
And who would you get to go home?
I would get Sandra to go home.
You'd get rid of her.
But this is the brilliant thing. Sandra has set Michaela up so that even if JT does have an idol, he's going to vote Michaela and not Sandra.
Yeah, because Sandra is just so brilliant. Has just done
great play.
Yeah, brilliant play. Like I said, the biggest target there on the whole thing is her.
Absolutely.
Never been voted out.
No.
Jeff has never snuffed her torch.
Absolutely.
There is a reason, and if you're not seeing it yet,
You know,
every episode I see more and more of why you needed to get rid of her.
the interesting thing during the tribal,
Yeah.
it went the way it was going to go.
Oh.
It was the JT Michaela show.
Standoff, yeah.
And Sandra just sitting there going...
And Sandra knows exactly who was going.
Exactly.
And
because she knew Barnum's going to... Audrey had no idea because she's next to come off the rank.
Exactly.
Right? But, you know, the 3 were there. Sandra, Jeff, and Michaela. All knew who they were voting for.
Exactly. So Michaela's going to vote purely, again, same with her aggression.
Yep.
Don't piss me off. I'll get you. You can, you know, there's, you know, death and taxes, they say. The short getting Michaela to be pissed off at someone, easy. She will no longer think strategy.
Yes.
She will purely be like,
And that makes for a very weak player.
Makes for a very weak player.
Right? If you can't use your head,
yeah.
If you're constantly using your heart, you are playing weakly.
Yeah, and that's and Sandra can see it from a mile away.
And
she
she's
sniffs that. She's like, "Yep, gotcha."
Yep.
Just throws out the bait. That's just.
And you know what? Now JT's gone. Guess who the next target is for Michaela's anger? Aubrey. Somehow, all Sandra has to do is make sure that Michaela's pissed off with Audrey. Come the next vote, guess who's going home?
Or even if she's not, though, I think Sandra's already done enough to, whether she's pissed off or not pissed off. Pissed off, Michaela, is easy for you to manipulate to get someone else, unless she's pissed off with you.
Yeah.
But if she's not, I think Sandra's already done enough to go. You know, like I said, I've got my right hand man, I've got my left hand woman. Yeah, Michaela will sit there and be with Sandra.
Sandra's, you know...
Because I'm not seeing the Michaela that brought her back.
Sandra's set this up perfectly for Tribal. And like I said, I think Sandra actually wants to go to Tribal. She wants her 3.
Yeah, exactly. She wants her power 3.
She wants her power 3.
Or her power 2.
But the interesting part, even though it was the JT Michaela show, you might have missed it, but the look on Aubrey's face every time the camera cut to her was really telling. It was just tiredness, weariness, right? I think Aubrey wants to play, but she realises that she can't.
She's out. It's like she's, and I think this tribal, she realised she is out of her depth.
She's out of her depth with this
And
lot.
she's got the game is happening around her, and she has no idea.
I think she is looking back on the first couple of times she voted with Sandra and realises that she made a huge mistake. And that's what I think was the look on her face. There's a bit of resignation there, a bit of tiredness, right?
She's like, how have I missed all this?
Yeah, how have
I missed all of this?
And now she's on the outer and she knows it.
Yeah, and then when JT gets called,
Yeah.
she just realises that, geez, I have to lift my game.
Well, it's too late.
Well,
the time for the lift the game was when JT and Malcolm were still there.
of course,
Right.
but
Just
we do see next time on Survivor,
spoiler.
we do see the 3 tribes.
Okay.
So mix-up happens.
Oh, okay, cool. That's good.
Sorry, because I walked in just as you were finishing.
Oh, I did see that. Yes, I did,
so that we already instantly get.
Mm.
Whenever you get that, whether it's going to merge or splitting the 3 or splitting back to 2, we'll find out.
Interestingly enough, though, Sandra does have a weakness, and she displayed it in that tribal.
Sandra's weakness is her confidence, I think.
No, Sandra's weakness is her actual emotions, just like Michaela.
You reckon?
Yeah, because
She's
wait.
so calm.
No, wait.
I've never seen
She
it.
wanted JT gone from the. If you go back to
if you go back, she's like.
if you go back to the
wrong.
beginning of the
I'm
episode,
hunting
she's
you
like,
down.
"I'm going to hunt you down."
That is a fatal
right?
flaw. That is definitely a fatal
And that's
flaw.
a flaw that if somebody is smart enough to see
You
it,
can see it.
you can manipulate it.
Yeah, that's
Just
yes,
like
that is
Michaela.
true.
Michaela's
But it's-
easier.
Yeah, Michaela's easy.
Right.
But the thing is, like, Sandra goes, "Yeah, you've screwed me. You're gone."
She can hold a grudge, and if
Yeah.
somebody holds a grudge, you can use that.
Yeah, you can get rid of anyone who holds a grudge.
You can.
Yet she's very clever that no one has been able to pick this up, and
Exactly.
and she does it in such a way. Like I said, I don't see her tip over, and I see whenever she's talking to someone, she makes you feel very, very. She's very calm.
She
I
never.
want to eat the goat.
Yeah.
I'd like to eat the goat. She doesn't get pissed off.
No.
She's still very, her tone is very soft, very gentle. But underneath that mask that she has, if you can find out the person she's got grudges against,
Oh yeah.
there is a weakness. There is a weakness to the invulnerable Sandra. That's a good point. I've never actually, I didn't pick that up.
I think the game's shaping up really well.
I'm loving it.
I don't want to see Aubrey go.
No, I don't want to see her.
I want to see her make the merge.
I want to see her actually start to swim.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
Tavua tribe's in a really good place.
Yeah.
And
Okay, now who are you? Let's go again. Now we've
Yeah.
seen another episode. What's your thoughts? Like, again, I can't give too many thoughts away because I know the next eviction.
Okay,
Or the eviction next to elimination.
I think next episode, I don't think there's any question. I think Nuku tribe's going to tribal again.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any question about that. Mainly because I think Sandra wants it to happen.
Yeah.
I think Tuvu is the strongest team at the moment because they're very well balanced. There doesn't seem to be any real fractures there.
Yeah.
Manatee, I believe Debbie's actually doing him a favour by giving him an easy out.
Yeah.
If they do go to tribal, there's an easy vote.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not actually dragging him back.
Yeah.
So I think Mana's actually in a pretty good place.
They're in a good place for the people who need to be.
Nuku's in a bad place, but I think that's mainly because the 3 main players there don't care.
Yeah.
That it's in a bad place,
Yeah.
really. Or
It works. It works in their favour.
it works in their favour.
So, what are we thinking as far as because I'm still hoping my Aussie gets a win. I'm still
Aussie's still an emotional favourite. I said
I'm
I had
still an emotional favourite. I'm still going for him.
I had a soft spot for Michaela, but after this episode, things have changed a little for that.
Yeah.
I've
Fair.
actually developed a soft spot for Aubrey.
Okay.
I would like to see her make the merge. I think the only reason I've changed is because I don't think Michaela can control her emotions well enough to win the game.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'd love Sandra to just be able to take out 3 for 3.
Oh well, Sandra's the intellectual one of like a triple clan.
That would be, it's like she's already amazing.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see that. I would love, I want to see. I actually don't mind Culpepper. I'm actually really enjoying Culpepper. On the whole.
Yeah, look, I think he's doing. Culpepper for me is one of those people I think who actually really has learnt
Yeah.
from his previous time
Yeah.
on Survivor.
Yeah.
He's really playing differently.
Yeah. And Zeke.
Zeke is
I think
smart cookie.
Zeke's smarter, and then we realised.
And, well, I don't think he's smarter than
than
we
we
realise,
realise,
but I think Zeke is very credibly a winner out of this
Yeah,
season.
and that's what I think. If I look at the cast, he's a newie.
Yes.
He's one of the newbies.
Yeah.
And I really was gunning for him last season. Big fan of Zeke. So
Right.
Zeke and Ozzy, I think, are my two mains that I'd love to see take out the win at the moment.
Look, I think, and I don't think the audience would disagree with us. If Ozzy won, I don't think anybody would
No
be
one
upset.
would be
about
upset.
that.
I mean, the guy's this is his fifth. Is it his fifth time? Because he's played 4 times already.
Yeah.
Give the guy the million. Come on, hashtag Team Aussie over here.
Yeah,
So-
Team Aussie. Yeah,
so
why
I'm
not?
all on the Aussie bandwagon.
Right.
He's got to get it. And the only thing is, with JT out, with Malcolm out, I am legitimately worried now.
Oh, look, I think Aussie.
It's going to go back to a standard season of Survivor where the guys who are physically good at challenges, foolishly, will be seen as big targets. They never win the game.
No.
So why are they seen as big targets? But I'm with those two going out, I think Brad and Ozzy, their days are numbered, unfortunately.
All right, well,
Thanks for tuning in.
thanks for tuning in.
And we'll be back with episode 5.
Season 34, episode 5, next time.
See
Have a
you
good one, guys.